Well, hello, all of you dear BPEA partners. Thank you for tuning in. Stephen Carlton is my name. I'm sure many of you follow the Arctic Hope Project and what we've been doing in the north. And good report here in the year 2018. The stats are in that suicide is on the decline and has been since the year 2014. And folks, I think largely in part it has to do with your prayers, your support, your banging on heaven's door, claiming that God needs and then the Spirit of God be poured out across the north. And so I just want to take a quick moment to, number one, thank you for this. We're seeing God do amazing things. We're seeing suicide being stopped and history being made in the north. But really, I just want to take a moment to encourage many of you watching this. And I was watching a teaching last week with my wife, Becky, and the teacher was talking about one of the Matthew 5 verse 5, one of the most famous scriptures in the Bible, and it is, "Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth." This is something, a scripture that I think many of you have heard before. It's something that we've read. Obviously, Bill and I were in the Mount of Beatitudes in June of 2017. Becky and I were at the same place in October, and really quite a beautiful place to be on planet Earth. But here in this region is where Jesus gave the Sermon on the Mount. And one of the scriptures that we read there is this, "Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth." And I've always thought that was a curious thing, a curious scripture, because a meek person, I've always thought, is someone who's very feeble looking, perhaps, someone almost introverted, not overly loud, right? You can kind of picture what a meek person might look like. But the way that the Greek translation reads is very different, and this is what the teacher was talking about. And he goes on to say this, that "Blessed are the meek." This teacher said that it is impossible to translate this Greek word, praus, P-R-A-U-S, with just one English word, because it has the idea of proper balance between anger and indifference, a powerful personality properly controlled, but of humility. And it goes on to say that in the vocabulary of the Greek language, a meek person was not a passive or easily pushed around person. The main idea behind the word meek was strength under control, like a strong stallion that was trained to do a job instead of running wild. And folks, that completely changes the way that word or that scripture reads. Because here in Canada, I've often thought that particularly Christians can be very quiet. And we really have had an onslaught of things that we should never say, things that we shouldn't believe because it offends people, and it's better if we just hands off. We don't want to get involved with politics. Meanwhile, some major assaults are going on in our religious freedoms, what we really are have the right to preach. And that word meek has the connotation, or at least the implication, of being quiet, like we're doing the right thing by not saying what is the truth. But I just want to encourage you all that word meek really is that picture, a strong stallion trained to do a job, but not running wild. I want to speak life over every one of you this day. That much like that picture, that you are a strong force to be reckoned with, that the church in Canada is going to see the greatest days that we've ever had. And it's not the feeble picture that I've often thought the word meek is. It is strength under control, a force to be reckoned with. And that really is the church that Christ is coming for. So bless you. With all liberty, pray that God's kingdom come down to the earth. And really, just like that picture, be a force to be reckoned with in whatever realm that is being assaulted in your life. Bless you, and we'll see you guys real soon.